I have been unusually happy for 2024. Normally when it's a new year, I kind of panic. I feel like there's so much to do. I have to set all these goals. I have to set my resolutions. I also feel like specifically for me, school pretty much takes over when the school year starts. I don't really have a whole lot of time to myself or to focus on my needs. It's really just focusing on school, which maybe sound bad, and I'm trying to work on that, but I just feel like there's always so much pressure. And if you don't perform 100% on these goals that sometimes are unrealistic, then you just end up dreading New Year's resolutions every year. 2023 had a lot of growth for me. It really changed the way that I see things, that I do things, and I think just as a person, I've grown so much, and I'm really happy with that. Now that I have this good foundation of who I am, I feel like I can kind of stack things on top of that. So in creating my journal spread, I made sure to set max 6 goals, and I ended up with 5 resolutions. And the resolutions are things that I think are actionable, that I can 100% do, and things that really fit in my core, things that I really genuinely want. My 2024 resolutions are having a 2-hour morning routine. Having a really long morning routine kind of helps me feel like my life isn't work or it isn't school. I have a life outside of that. I'm getting ready for things outside of that. So that's my first resolution. My next one is to do at least 1 journal spread a week. I feel like journal spreads are seriously a lost art. Like, I want to be a scrapbooking mom, okay? Look at this, look at all this beautiful stuff. I got gifted so many stickers, sticker books, sheets of paper. I mean, like, this, if I could do this for a career, 110%. I feel like there's something also really meditative about journaling. You're really reflecting and being intentional with what you want to put on your journal spread. I'm just really excited to journal. So I think 1 journal spread a week. Hopefully I can have time for more, but school kind of takes over when the school year starts. So I think 1 journal spread a week is realistic. The next thing that I put on there is post 1 YouTube video a month. I think it's doable to do more than 1 YouTube video a month. I think by having an easier, more attainable goal, I can get it done, and then it also kind of inspires me to do more than that. The last 2 kind of go together. They're not really actionable, but they're things that I just want to implement. It's active self-love and active self-care, and making life intentional, having days that are filled with small happy things, filling my day with at least 1 thing that will make me super excited to exist, have the day, get ready, things like that. I feel like that kind of helps make life worth it. And I feel like when we were kids, we always had fun little things, like when it's holiday, we have our little holiday parties, or on a snow day, we're like putting a spoon under our pillow so that way we don't have to go to school the next day. At least I did that. I don't know if that's normal, but that's what my family did. I just feel like filling your day with little fun things like that, even if it's super tiny and small, kind of helps make life go a little bit slower, but then also helps life overall feel more exciting and enjoyable. Next, we have my favorite trend for 2024, ins and outs. I feel like this is such a beautiful way to look at life and kind of reflect on your past year. Starting with my ins, I have Pilates, because even though I heavily despise working out, I wish that I could just stretch in the morning and that's it. I'm done. I'm physically fit and everything works. I recognize that it is not healthy or good for my body to do absolutely no form of physical activity. I just do my Pilates through YouTube videos, and I do Blogilates. If anyone's familiar with her, I really like her energy in the videos, and I feel like that kind of pumps me up. And then afterwards, I feel so energized. So listen, I know everyone says it, it's really cheesy, but working out is amazing for you. The next thing is something that I practiced from last year that I really want to implement and kind of take to the next level, which is dressing up for any occasion at all. I'm taking this to the next level by implementing one of my outs, which is not doing things because I'm afraid of being embarrassing. I don't want to feel embarrassed for being overdressed anymore. I want to feel like I dressed how I wanted to dress. I want to feel really happy and confident in my body and in the outfits that I've curated, because I really love dressing up and I love fashion, and I just want to feel happy and comfortable. So I feel like that's something that I'm going to practice and get better at. Next is making meaningful friendships. I feel like this is something that everyone struggles with in their 20s. We tend to grasp onto people who maybe aren't the best for us or maybe don't align with our needs. Even though it's kind of hard to not have as many friends as I used to, it's honestly so beneficial, because once you do find friends who match your energy, who are kind of in that same place with you in life, it is so good. I'm telling you, like, those friendships will last forever. They're the most meaningful. You get so much out of them. Like, whenever I leave hanging out with my friends, I don't feel drained anymore. I feel energized, I feel inspired. We push each other all the time in like the best ways possible. I'm telling you, you have to make more meaningful friendships. It's difficult, but it's so worth it. My next two ins are kind of related. It's meditating and then intentional study sessions. Meditating can kind of look like anything, and I feel like I'm sort of broadening my understanding of meditating. I kind of see it as more just intentional time to either focus or read or clear your mind, just a really intentional span of time, if that makes sense. And then intentional study sessions is just so I can get my act together, because I love the aesthetic. I love my little cute highlighters, sitting down, having soft lighting, being surrounded by beautiful pencils and books and notebook paper, but sometimes it is so hard to study. Where in our last semester of junior year, we've got to get it together and we've got to be intentional in our study time. The last thing that I included for my ins for 2024 is being loudly nice. I feel like in my head, I always compliment people and then I'm shy to say it to them. I feel like niceness is kind of contagious. I want to foster a more kind life in general, and to do that, being outwardly loudly nice is one avenue to do that. Now let's start with my outs of 2024. The first one is, I'm pretty sure on everyone's list, it's doom scrolling. I'm trying to get my screen time to 3 hours a day. Social media does a really good job of sucking you in and keeping you in, and I just want to be intentional with the content that I'm consuming, because sometimes it's really positive, but sometimes it's also really negative and I feel really anxious watching it. The next one is something that honestly I should have implemented a long time ago, but it's keeping a messy space, whether that's my room, my car, my brain, anything. Definitely one of those people where if I have a cleaner space, I get more stuff done, and I feel like that's just kind of a rule of life in general. I feel like that'll overall help me be more productive. Next, I have comparing myself to anyone but my former self. That's something that I really started practicing in 2022. I feel like I just keep cultivating it and growing it stronger. Then my last out for 2024 kind of goes with my last in for 2024, which is stopping mean girl behavior. This is something that's really obvious to say, but also I think it's so easy to unconsciously be a mean girl. I want to foster a really nice, kind energy and life. I think there's a fine line between venting and then becoming a mean girl. I started to kind of find that fine line. I feel like my anxiety kind of kicks in whenever I've crossed the line and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've kind of taken this too far. So that's my last out for 2024. I also decided to come up with a theme for this year, just a very loose theme that kind of fit with my New Year's resolutions and then my ins and outs. This year is going to be the year of slow living, being gentle on myself, prioritizing my goals and my needs, spreading positivity and feminism and girlhood, being grounded, not letting my anger take over, and remaining level-headed. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm really trying to not pressure myself about any of this. I really tried to set actionable, realistic goals that I can realistically finish in a year, and I'm trying to take it very slow, implementing things a little bit at a time. To finish off this video, I really want to know what your resolutions or your ins and outs are. So exciting to kind of reinvent yourself. Hopefully we can motivate each other and push each other, and I will see you in the next video.